Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming to class today. Um, we're going to play with a number of different things today. And if you could sit long ways, depending on where your mat is, if you could sit long ways on your mat, so that the long edge is at your feet, that would be great just for a couple of little things we're going to do, but it's not 100%. We're just going to be moving around on our mat a little in the beginning. So with that, find yourself a nice comfortable position. If you happen to be on a really hard floor, you might want to take your blanket and just make a nice, wide cushion underneath you. Or if you just need your blanket to sit up, please go ahead and do that. I found something that I wanted to read this morning, and it's by an author, and I believe he's a meditation teacher. I just ordered his book, and his name is Oren J. Sofer, Sofer, and he writes beautiful things, and I get his newsletter. And this one in particular touched me when I read it. So sit comfortable, maybe move the flesh out from your sit bones, find that really nice, long, tall spine, and then close your eyes. And as you close your eyes and settle into your mat, just take these words in and see how they feel for you. A flower opens slowly when conditions are right and may close again at night. We don't try to force its petals open. So too, our hearts open in their own time, closing periodically for safety or rest. As a flower opens, it doesn't just open to warm sunshine and gentle breezes. It opens to all of the elements, to the wind and the rain, the heat and the cold. As we practice mindfulness, we don't just feel the pleasant, loving moments. We learn to feel all of life, the hurt and pain, fear and anger, contraction and numbness. Allowing this natural rhythmic process is part of how we self-regulate and heal. So sit with that for a moment as you take those nice deep breaths in and back out again. Breathing in and breathing out. And then take one hand to the belly and one hand to the chest. And maybe feel with each exhale your heart or the borders of your heart soften. Knowing that in life we are mindful of all of it, right? We don't try to push away anything, but we allow in the moment what's happening. And as we do, and as the heart softens, maybe we loosen its protection. We allow the natural rhythm of the heart to open and to close and to be as it is without forcing anything. Deep breath in. Deep exhale out. Good. Two more just like that. And then let your hands go. Shake it all out. Maybe roll those shoulders. And then inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale those hands to your heart. Good. Interlace and just press out. Tuck your chin, curl into your belly. Just stretch that whole back body. And then inhale, reach the arms up kind of slow and stretch that body up. Maybe glance up a little. Please don't drop the head back. Just look up toward that corner of the ceiling. And then release the arms and let it come all the way down. Good. Inhale, take it up. Exhale to the heart. Interlace and press out as you curl. Inhale, slowly raise those arms. Maybe look up, really stretch through the side body, everybody. And exhale, let go. One more, just like that. Inhale, take it up. Exhale to your heart. Interlace, maybe the other way. Press it out, curl in. Tuck your chin, just stretch that whole back body. And inhale, reach up. Stretch out, really reach through the palms of the hands. And exhale, let that go. Good, and shake that out a little bit. I'm gonna mirror here. Go ahead and take your right leg out, your left leg into your version of Janu Sirsasana, right? Single leg forward fold. Always know, right? Take a block underneath that knee if that's appropriate for you. And then sit up really tall. Again, maybe get the flesh out from the sit bones and engage this quadricep, the long legs quadricep. If your knee happens to hyperextend, I would put a little blanket under here or even roll your mat underneath it, something that it doesn't tend to hyperextend. So the first thing I want you to do is just flex your foot. Really hard, kind of gentle, but hard. Flex of the foot and feel your quadricep engage. If this knee is cranky, just move it out a little bit and feel that engagement of the quadricep. Keep the engagement, but let go of the flex of the foot and see if you can engage the quad again. So this is an interesting thing. We played with this once before. Can you engage the front thigh muscle without having to flex the foot? So in yoga, this would be kind of akin to lifting the thigh muscle or lifting the muscles up from the kneecap that you might hear in yoga class that I always had difficulty figuring out what they wanted me to do. So just feel that engagement of the quad. Bring the hands behind you. Open up the shoulders, squeeze the shoulder blades together, big tone to the belly. Just lift the leg. Try not to overflex the foot and feel that quadricep, right? Feel that thigh muscle working. Whew. Breathe. If you can, let go of the hands. Take the arms up. Big deep breath. Lower that leg. Get really tall in your torso. As you exhale, nice little swan dive. And let's take everything forward. Again, forward to your level. And then even here, you can play with, can I find a little contraction in the quad without flexing the foot? And if not, flex the foot and see if you can engage there. So an interesting thing, again, we don't think about a whole lot, is if we contract the front of the leg, the back of the leg stretches. This is a hamstring stretch. So if we contract the quad, the hamstring will open up a little easier. Good, nice deep breath. And take yourself up. Release that bent knee, straighten that leg, go to the other side. Again, cushion that knee if you need to, cushion behind your left leg if you need to. Sit up very, very tall and flex your foot, contract your quadricep, contract your thigh muscle. And feel that, right? You can just put your hand right there and you can feel it tone up a little bit. And then let go of the foot and see if you can find it. Mine does not contract as strongly, by the way, just in case you're wondering. But I can find it this side, interestingly, a little harder for me to contract. without flexing my foot. I don't know if you can see my little foot moving there going, contract, contract. Good, breathe. You can release that a little bit, lean back, flex your foot, lift the leg. Shoulders are back, chest is forward, arms come up only if you want, right? This is a whole lot for the very beginning of class. Lift up super tall, lower that leg, lift up even taller. Exhale, swan dive forward. Let's find a little bit of a forward fold here. And then again, see if you can find a little bit of a contraction of the front of the leg. I go down by my shin, but it's really the quad. Find that and breathe. And again, if you think about it, right, if you flex the foot, you're flexing the front shin muscles as well, which will help stretch the calf muscles at the back. Deep breath, everybody. Find your stretch. And come on up, release both legs, Dandasana pose. Press the big toe mounds away. Engage both quadricep muscles. Really find that. You can even see if you can lift the heels of your feet off the floor just a micro bit. Take the arms up. Again, the arms up is optional if you're having trouble sitting in this L shape. Please take the hands down and have a little more support for your back. And then reach one hand up toward the ceiling. Release, reach the other hand up toward the ceiling. Good, one more, both sides, reach. And reach. And let those hands go. Woo, shake those legs out. Come back to the first side for your Janu Sirsasana. First side. Again, cushion the knee if you need to. If you cannot cushion the knee, maybe not. And if you're sitting up on a block like my cute little husband is over there, you might have to come off that block for what we're going to do next. So you may want to come off your block. All right, inhale, everybody, reach up. Good. Engage the back shoulders. Okay, so that right between the shoulder blades, just a little bit. Nice tone to the body or to the belly. Reach. Your arms are going to go out in T position, palms down. Your right leg, again, mirroring here, is going to go out to the side. So now we've got this kind of weird, interesting little pose. Take those hands down to the floor. Maybe come forward. Notice the long legs foot. Try to keep it pointing mostly upright. Try to sit back in the sit bones. That won't work for everybody. And breathe. And then come on up. Here's the weird move. This foot that's in close to your groin, just move it out a little bit. You're going to take your, if this is your left knee, your left elbow, come on down on your left elbow. Turn your long leg. You're leaning on that left hip. Your left knee is in 90 degrees. You're on your elbow. Engage that leg that's hovering off the floor. Take your other arm up and over your ear. Good. Breathe, breathe, breathe. You're going to come out of this the way we came in. So you're going to press up. Go wide leg, arms out to the side. I know, arms up, Janu Sirsasana. Exhale, come on down. Deep breath, everybody. It's kind of like synchronized swimming, right? It's like, oh, what is she doing there? All right, inhale, reach up, roll the shoulders back, find Dandasana. Hands to the floor, legs are active. Maybe the heels come up off the floor just a little, and optional, take those arms up. Exhale, hands down, just shake the heck out of those legs. That's quite a bit, right? So early in the morning. Actually, it's kind of late in the morning. All right, same thing, other side. Let's come into Janu Sirsasana. Just find that really nice long pose. Maybe that quad is active. Am I going to be on? Yeah. Inhale, reach those arms up. Soften the shoulders. Breathe. You're going to take the arms out to T position. Slide the long leg out to the side. Breathe. And then take the hands forward and roll, or not roll, but come forward only if that makes sense for you, right? Big inner thigh stretch. I'm working my way toward a version of half moon. Half moon pose. Your hamstrings really need to be open, but also the inner thighs should be kind of open. So breathe here, everybody. Just feel that. Try to make sure your toes are pointing mostly up. Some of you are probably going to externally rotate a little bit. That's all right, but mostly upright. And then come on up. Inhale, reach up. You're going to go down on that right elbow. Breathe. I forgot to tell you to take this foot out a little bit, right foot, and then roll that leg. Your toes should be pointing straight forward, not up toward the ceiling. Good. Breathe. Really reach with that heel of your left foot. Press down through the right foot. You're coming out the way that you came in, so push into that hand. Lift up. Stay wide if you can. The arms go out. Nice job. Slide the leg in and come into Janu, arms up, optional. And then exhale, come on down. Woo. Yeah, breathe, everybody. Just notice any more opening here. And come on up, release, straight leg, Dandasana, lift the heels if you can. And then shake them out, let go. We're going to do that one more time on both sides because it's kind of a new move. And I just want you to get a sense of kind of moving from one position to the other. So when you're ready, Dandasana pose, lift those arms up. If you can, go into Janu Sirsasana without using your hands. Exhale, come on forward. We're not going to stay. Breathe. And then come on up. Inhale the arms up. Exhale out to T position. Lean into one hip. Whoops. And take that leg out. Sorry, I had the wrong leg there. It's your right leg if I'm mirroring here. Breathe. Good. Take the torso forward. Finding that stretch, maybe a flex of the foot. Engagement of the hamster or engagement of the quad. From here, press up, inhale up, got the right side. Maybe slide that bent knees heel out as you come down to elbow. Turn that foot to the side. You're leaning right on that left hip and breathe, everybody. Optional. One, you're here. Two, you're going to straighten the bent knee. So you got this really weird looking kind of L shape of the legs. One forward and on the ground, the other one extended and hovering. Let's come on out, bend. Press up to wide. Slide it into forward. Release to Dandasana. Woo, sit up tall. And exhale. Woo, shake it out. We got one side left. You'll have to give me some feedback on this little choreographed move here. I was so proud. All right, come on, Dandasana first. Take the arms up. Janu Sirsasana if you can. Breathe. I might be on the wrong side. I am. How'd that happen? Find your, No, John says, nope, I'm on the right side now. And breathe. It's a little tricky, right? Breathe. So I have my mirrored left leg straight, right leg bent. Find that. Arms come out in T position. The left leg goes out to the left. Goodness gracious. Breathe. Come on forward. Just feel that nice little stretch. See if you can stay tapped into the sit bones. And come on up. When you're ready, you're coming down on the right elbow. Maybe slide the right heel out. Turn the leg to the side. Breathe. Flex your foot. And then again, optional if you want, take the bottom leg and straighten it out. Good, nice deep breath. It's not as hard as it is to explain. Good, bend that leg, lift up to a wide leg pose. Slide it into Janu, arms up, straighten the bent knee, lift up, and exhale down. Nice job, everybody. Shake it out. That was a whole lot of stuff for that, right? All right, we're going to come up to table pose. I know at least one of you working with a hand injury. So if you want, come to elbows instead. See if that will work for you. So we're coming to table pose. In fact, you know what? Let's all come to elbows. What the heck? Let's shake it up a little bit. Come on down to your elbows. Softly interlace your hands. Press into your pinky side of your wrists and press the right leg back, just the right leg. Tone the belly in, point your toes. And all I want you to do is lift, flex your foot, lower and point. So flex when you lift that leg, lower when you point, or point when you lower, and flex and point. Good, just two more, flex and point. Last one, flex and point. Hold it right there. Tone in through the body. Flex your foot. Keep those toes on the floor and just press your heel back. Let your chest move toward your knee. So it's almost like you're bowing here a little bit, stretching the back of your leg. Come on up. Release that side. Go to the other side. If being on your elbows doesn't feel great, come on up to your hands. You're extending your left leg. You're nice and even here. Point your toes. And then flex as you lift. Squeeze your glute. Point and lower. Lift and squeeze. Good. Point, lower. Lift and squeeze. Point and lift. Last one. Point and lift, squeeze, and then lower and point. Flex your toes or flip your toes under and move your chest toward that knee. You're just stretching out the back of the leg. And come on up. Good. You're back on both knees, everybody. Press into your hands, optional. Elbows if you want to stay in elbows and do dolphin. Otherwise, hands and downward facing dog. Good. Breathe, everybody. And bend one knee and then the other. Just bend, stretch. Couple more right here. Come all the way up to tippy toes. Lower your knees to the floor and step forward with your right leg. From here, you're welcome to grab your blocks and let your hands come underneath the blocks. Lift up super tall. Now, again, with the hands, right? I know my darling Betty out there working with her injured hand. So you can take your hands to your knees, roll the shoulders back, keep your right hand on your right knee, take the left arm up. Finding just a really easy low lunge here, squeeze your glute, open it up. Some of you are going to be able to back off just a little bit, get more upright with their back thigh, and then do a small side bend. So stretching through the psoas muscle, the low deep belly, and take that arm up. Exhale, your hands come down to your blocks, just switch sides. Your left leg is forward, your right leg is back. Hands come to your knee. Just stretch that front of your right thigh. And then back off a little bit. So you're more upright. You can tuck the pelvis some. Take the right arm up. And then a small side bend if you want. This can throw your balance a little bit, but it's a really nice little stretch for that deep belly, the psoas. Good, take those arms up, Release, hands come to your blocks. Step those legs back and listen up. You're going to take one block, place it up on the highest level. Miss Betty, you might have to sit this one out. We're going to do some chaturanga work, just short, a little bit of chest work. Then we're going to come up. So your hands come forward to the block. You come into a half plank. Those of you who would like can go full plank, elbows in. Let's do 5 here where we tap the block. So 1, 2, try not to let your elbows. 3, splay. 4, and 5. And then just press back a little bit, stretch out your chest. And come on up. Lower that block to the medium level unless the high one was enough for you for today. We're going to do the same thing and we're going to tap. So elbows in, everybody. Leaning over that block. Let's tap for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Press up. Maybe lean back, a little puppy stretch here. Woo. On up. You see, I'm going through these pretty quick, right? We'll get them done before you have to think about it too much. 1, you're at the high level. 2, medium level. 3, low level. Hands down. Your butt is down, by the way. It's not dropping, but it's level. Elbows in. Here we go for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Woo. And release. Just push your block out of the way. Puppy stretch. Come on back to your elbows. Interlace the hands. Lift your knees. Elbow plank. Press into your sides. I'm trying to get the floor work done before we stand up. Now, tuck your belly. Press your heels back. Think of your legs like Dandasana, right? They're active. They're working the inner ankles. Reach for each other. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower knees. Lower your belly. Come into a nice, easy Sphinx pose here. And then just sway side to side. Again, looking for a little bit of stretch on that belly. And breathe. All right, lower your torso. You're going to come to standing, everybody, so do it in your best way. If you can, you're pressing up to plank, then to down dog. Find that nice stretch. Take your feet wide. Walk your hands back. You can move your blanket out of the way. Bend your knees and come on up to standing. Whew. Good. Just move that blanket out to the way and roll it out. So I had an interesting experience the other day. I was doing an exercise video online and the gal did squats really slow and I liked it. So we're going to do some squats here again to strengthen the legs. When we're talking about balanced poses, half moon in particular, if the hips, the glutes, the legs aren't stable, strong, steady, those balanced poses are so much harder. So I want you to just start with your feet comfortable for you, maybe twice the width of your normal hips width apart, and then just come into a squat. So right away, I notice I have to go just a little bit wider, otherwise my knees collapse in. Ideally, your feet are parallel to each other, pointing straight ahead, and then come on up again. We're going to do a count of 4 down, count of 4 up. How low you go is up to you. I'm taking my elbows to my knees, but that might be too deep for some. So don't worry about it, right? So inhale, reach up. Take your hands to your heart and 1, 2, 3, 4. I like to lift my toes here, right? Why? So I get all 4 corners of my feet and then stand up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Press those knees out into imaginary walls. Here we go. Lift up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 left. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. I know, right? Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. 1, 2, 3, 4. Squeeze. Good. Let that go. Go wide on your mat. Toes turn out. Bend the knees, hands to knees. Just look at your feet. Look at your knees. Make sure they are lining up, everybody. I wonder if my friend Phil out there is doing his running. Right, all good. So stand up tall. Think about 5-pointed star. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Push up. Push into those feet. And release. Good. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Push. 1, 2, 3, 4. We just have 3 left. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see why I love these so much. Here we go. 2 left. Inhale. Last one. And release. Nice job, everybody. Good hinge from the hips. Your hands can go to your shins or they can come to the floor. Find your breath. Play with either toes out or toes in and see how that feels for you. Good, just breathe. And then press up, heel toe in, everybody. Bend your knees, hands to knees, and come on up, shake it out. Come on up to the front of your mat. You won't need your blocks or anything just yet. I want you to take your hands to your knee or to your hips. Bend your knees and just lean forward like you were going to do a squat or a chair pose, right? Knees are bent and squeeze into the belly. Your feet are hips width apart or slightly wider. And then just lift one foot and step back, careful here, right, to a lunge. And then step forward. Same leg. Bend the knees, squeeze the belly, stand hard into the standing foot, step back with the right leg. And step forward. Good. 2 more. Bend the knees, standing leg strong, step back, step forward. We got 1 left. This time we're just going to hold that lunge. So bend the knees, squeeze the belly, step back, square the hips, take the arms up. Arms up optional. Squeeze the back glute, everyone. Find your breath. Hands back to your hips. You're looking forward. Step forward and shake it out. Let's go to the other side. One side usually easier or more challenging than the other. So feet are nice and steady. Hands are to your hips. Bend the knees like you're going to move into a chair squat. When you're ready, push into the right leg, step back with the left. When you do, you can engage that hip, that glute, and then step forward. Bend the knees, squeeze the belly, and step back. There's all kinds of muscle memory today. And step forward. All right, that was 2. We got 2 left. Bend the knees. Step back. Hold your pose. Find your balance. Step forward. Bend the knees. Step back. Find your lunge. Square those hips a little bit. Take the arms up. Use your breath. Feel the stretch along the front maybe of the left thigh. Take your hands to your hips and step forward. Shake it out. Inhale again. We're coming back to the floor for a moment, so you know who you are. See what you need to do for that. Take it up. Exhale down. Soften the knees. Step back, right leg. Take your hands to your left knee. Find your lunge again. Inhale, reach up. Bend the back knee. I know this is a lot, everybody. Whew. Breathe. Release. Hands come to the floor. Careful here. Step back, down dog. Plank pose. Knees down. Chaturanga. Release to low cobra. Exhale, plank dog. Step forward. Step forward. If you are on the floor waiting for me to get there, stay. We just got one more side here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take it down. Step back with your left leg. Whew. See if you can find your lunge. Take it up. Breathe, bend the back knee. Release it, down dog. Find your pose, everybody. Plank pose. Knees down. Chaturanga. Whew. Release to a low cobra. Lower it down. Completely lower it down. And turn onto your back. I know, weird transition there, right? This should feel pretty good at the moment. lot of leg stuff already. All right, feet are bent. Knees are bent. Feet are, I guess, are bent too. Shoulders are nice and wide. Tailbone tucks. Press into your feet. Lift your hips. Bridge pose. Find your breath. Lengthen your tailbone or lengthen your glutes really all the way down into your hamstrings, right? So if you could smooth out the back of a pair of pants down to the top of the legs, that's what I'm talking about. You're smoothing them in. You're actually tucking the pelvis, finding this bridge pose, and then press into the four corners of your feet and maybe lift your toes. Good, deep breath, everybody. And lower it down. Whew. Just one more like that. I want you to get that smoothing in of that glute idea. So lengthen your tailbone. Press into your feet. Lift your hips. Does not have to be high. Lengthen the glutes toward the hamstrings. Now pull the hamstrings or the heels back to activate that very spot where the legs meet the glutes. Lift the toes if you can, just your toes to the four corners of your feet. Press into your mat. Woo, and lower down. Woo. Good job, everybody. Take your left leg up to the ceiling. Externally rotate the leg, come to figure four, and draw those knees toward your chest. Just rock side to side. So we're already doing quite a bit of glute hip work. We're coming back up in a moment. We want this area to be stretched. So just rock. Your left knee presses gently away from your chest. And then come back to center, cross the knee over knee and draw both knees to your chest. Good. Release that side. Left foot goes back to the floor. Right leg goes straight up. Turn the toes out and come into figure four. Draw the knees toward your chest, optional. Your right knee moves away a little bit. The pelvis is even. And I just want you to rock a little. Again, you might notice one side tighter than the other or looser than the other. Good, deep breath, just rock. Come back to center, cross knee over knee, draw both knees to chest. Oh yeah. Deep breath. Release that, roll over to one side. Come on up, back to table pose. Again, you can come to elbows for this, just slightly trickier. You're gonna step your left leg back, squeeze your belly in. You can be on hands or elbows. Lift the leg, don't lift too high. Turn the toes out to the side. Again, I want you to think of half moon. I want you to think of that long leg that is shooting out into space. The glute, the leg, the heel, everything super active here. One, you're here. Two, just slide that leg out to the side and drop it down to the floor. If you happen to be on elbows, press on up. Level out from your right knee to your right hip, your right hand on the mat. The left arm comes up. Deep breath. And lower down. Come back to your elbows. Lift the leg, bring it back. Lower it down. I'm just going to turn around so I have space. Last one, this side. Press your right leg back. Squeeze into your belly. Lift the leg. Just turn your toes out. That might be where you hang out, right? It's activating that outer glute a bit. Breathe. If you're still good, slide the leg out, drop that foot down, and find that stability for gates pose, a variation of gate. Press into your hands. Same side hand as your knee on that floor. Take the other arm up. Find your breath. Good job, everybody. Lower down. Come back to your elbows. Lift and slide. Release. Flip your toes under and come up to standing. And come on up, everybody. Woo, shake that out. Holy moly. I think we're sufficiently warmed up. All right, so half moon. Let's talk. You're going to grab both of your blocks. If you are near a wall and you want to use the wall, please do. I love that wall for the balance part of it, right? So we have a wall to lean on. You're going to have both blocks in front of you. Now, the other option is to use a chair so that your standing hand is on a chair instead of all the way down at the floor. So we're going to start with both blocks up nice and high. And we're just going to take those hands to the blocks and walk back a bit so that your ankles and hips are lined up. And just feel this. Ideally, your wrists and shoulders are also lined up, but for me, my wrists are a little bit forward of my shoulders. Tone in through the belly. Lean into the right foot. All I want you to do is push down into the right foot as you raise the left foot. That's all I want you to do. And then lower it down. Same side, two more. Slowly lift up. Notice your standing leg and lower. Just one more. Lift. Good. Bend the knees. Just shake it out. Let's go to the other side. Left leg is standing. You feel solid on the blocks. You're going to push into your left leg to lift your right. And lower. One more. Lift and lower. Bend both knees, come up to standing. Let's let all that blood go back where it belongs. So the motion is similar with this back leg. As the front leg takes the weight, the back leg lifts actively. So I like doing half moon kind of this way. I take one block and I leave it up high. I take my second block and I put it on the second level. And then I walk back just a little bit because my right hand is going to stay on the block to the right. My left hand, it's like a training wheel. Remember those when we were kids? Right? It's just out to the side. It's going to give me some stability while I play. So you're going to lean into your right leg. In fact, maybe bend the right leg a little bit. Lift the left leg, turn the toes out to the side, and just hold. One hand to your block, one hand to the high block, and then feel the weight of your body move into the heel of your right foot, like somebody's pulling on your left leg. Engage, 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 and then just lower. Switch sides. Your left hand goes low, your right hand goes high. By the way, this left hand block, when we lift into half moon, it is generally, they used to teach 6 to 12 inches in front of your left hand to the outside. And I heard a teacher yesterday say 15 inches. So basically it's where you're comfortable and where, when you lift, you get wrist to shoulder alignment. So lean into your left leg, maybe bend that knee a little, lift the right leg, turn it out to the side. That's all you got to do. And then lower down. One more, same thing. Lift, turn it out to the side. And lower. Bend both knees. Come on up. Come on out. Shake it out. Good. Give your wrists a little squeeze. Curl your fingers, open, squeeze. So half moon. Again, this is my variation of how to teach this. I like to start with the training wheel. We don't have to. We're going to do one like this and we're going to do one without the training wheel. Okay. So I'm going to come back where I was and see those training wheels. I'm going to bend, lift, open. Now I might stay right here. I'm going to adjust that right hand block so that it feels good. I'm going to wrap the right hip down and under, and then I'm just going to look to the side. Now, if you want to stay here, stay here. If not, look down, but release the left hand. From here, if you want, play with looking to the side. Press the weight into the heel of your standing leg, the heel. Get that weight back. Woo-hoo-hoo. And let go. So this half wall, a little scary because my leg lifts just over it. So it can go a little too far. So I got to be careful there and then shake it out. We're going to stay on the same side and get it done on this side. Maybe no training block. And if you've had enough, just have enough. It's okay. So I like to hold this block in my right hand. My right foot's forward. And this one is almost like a little momentum coming forward. As I lean forward, I'm looking down at the floor, my left hand to my hip. I'm going to lift up, open up that side, squeeze the standing leg, and look to the side. Arm up. Optional, put that weight in the heel. And lower down, everybody. I know. Moon. Whew, shake out that hip. Other side. One high, one medium, right? Training wheel first. And I realize on camera that's kind of hard to see. So I'll separate. Still hard to see. One block high, one block on the medium level. Your left foot forward. I'm going to put one hand on each. I'm going to find my spacing. And then I'm going to lift that leg and turn it to the side. Whew. I like this a lot. I really do. This just feels good to me as far as stability. Now, think about this standing leg. Tuck that glute into the hamstring. 1, you're here. 2, you're going to release the right hand. 3, you're going to see about looking to the side. Whew. The weight is in your heel. Breathe. And release. Whew. Yeah, shake that out. Last one, last side. Scratch your nose. Come on down. Block, training wheel block or not. One hand, actually I like to leave it in my hand because I can feel where my body has to place it so that my wrist shoulder line up pretty well. So you're standing in this kind of short stance and it's almost like you're going to go whoosh, right? Just going to come forward. When you're ready, lean forward, reach the block, pause, get strong in that standing leg, wrap the standing hip back and lift. And breathe. Maybe you're right here staring at the floor, most stable. Maybe you're looking to the side. Whew. Keep wrapping the standing hip back. Maybe take the arm up. And release, everybody. Oh, right? Holy moly. Shake it out. Good. Go wide on your mat. Toes point forward. Hinge at the hips. Come on down, everybody. Deep breath. Oh. 1, you're here, hands are to the floor, to your shins. 3, the hands can go to your ankles. And breathe. Good. As you release, step those feet together, forward fold with your feet hips width apart. And then bend the knees and come on down to your butt, your hips. Get your strap and have it near you. And your blocks are going to kind of be near you. And maybe you sit up on your blanket for now. We're still sitting upright. So once you're here, let's go ahead and take the feet into Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together. I might have to put my socks on. Gotta go back to Florida to warm my feet up. All right. And then just let the knees be heavy here. Again, with your blocks, right? Maybe one underneath each. And even maybe if you don't normally, maybe go ahead and do that just to let this be a little bit more restorative. So all of that work of kind of wrapping the hip and engaging the hip and all that stuff contracts those muscles and this releases them. And so it can be really nice just to like take it down, let the muscles relax. You know, this aptly, the phrase that kind of really applies even here is, you know, all work, no play. The work is all that standing work we did. This is the play part. This is the rest, rest and digest part. So just let it be. Let it be where it is for you. Adjust as you need to. If you're feeling a lot of strain in the inner groin, I would take them up and up until you feel that this is restful. And just breathe. And take one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. Roll the shoulders back and down. Get really long in your torso. And take that nice deep breath in. And exhale it out. Let the legs be heavy. Inhale, deep breath. Exhale it out. If we think of the flower in the beginning reading, right, this flower expanding out and exhaling or contracting in. Good, one more. And exhale out. Release the hands. Use those hands to bring the legs together. Just move your blocks out of the way for the moment. We're going to use them again when we come all the way down. And then come on down. I'm going to use my blanket here for cushion. We're going to lay on our right side. So again, you can either be on right or left, whatever makes sense for you in your brain. I don't think you'll need a strap, but if you want to use your strap, go ahead and grab it and then lay down on your side and bend the knees and breathe. Cushion your head either with your arm or you can use one of your blocks here. A lot of times that's a pretty nice alignment so that your underarm can relax. And then so your knees are at 90 degrees, bring your top knee to your chest. Just squeeze it in and then let it extend out straight. Your foot flexes. Bring it into your chest and extend it out. One more here. Squeeze it in. Extend it out. Hold if you can. Flex your foot. Turn your toes down. And then turn your toes up. Turn the toes down. The legs hovering. Turn it up, hold that up, and raise that leg up. Here is where you may want your strap, or you can just hold your leg. You can even hold behind the knee or the shin, or you can grab a hold of your foot. I can't really grab my big toe with socks on, and take that leg up. Big deep breath, everybody. Wherever you are, if you can, lower that leg out from the hip so it's straight in front of you. Straighten the bottom leg and breathe. If that is too much, a block under the long leg will level that out some so that the hip isn't getting as much of a stretch. So that's up to you. One, you're here, you're happy here, you don't want to move for another 10 minutes. Or two, if you can, you're going to lift your chest and turn your chest toward your mat and come into a little twist here. Don't have to. Completely optional. You can be up on elbows. You can drop down to your chest. It's not going to be for everybody. Whichever way you came in, come on out. So I'm coming back to my elbows. I'm going to slide my right arm back under me, maybe the block back under my head. I'm going to bend my top knee and come back to that nice 90-degree angle. Well done, everybody. If you want, let's switch sides. You're laying on your left side. You got your head cushioned, your body is sideways. Breathe. Your top knee comes up to your armpit, and then it presses out nice and straight. Go slow. 2 more. Reach. And then stretch it out. Reach up to your shoulder. And straight. Hold that leg straight. Hold it hovered. Turn the toes down. And then just turn them up. The leg's not lifting or lowering. It's just turning down. Internal rotation and external rotation. And then lift that leg straight up to the ceiling. You can grab your toe, your shin, your strap. Just breathe. Bottom leg is kind of active, right? Not overly, but you're pressing that leg down to get that nice length. Try to straighten the leg if you can. Deep breath. And then supporting this leg, let it lower down straight out from your hip, straight out. And straighten the bottom leg. This I like a lot too. It just feels kind of good to me. So if it does to you and you want to hang out right here, that's wonderful. Remember, you can take a block under that straight out from the hip leg, and what it does is it just raises it more level with the line of your hip. Otherwise, if you want, stay here. Lengthen that back leg, and then turn your chest. Your leg's going to turn so that you are facing your mat. And breathe. You can be up on elbows. You can come down to your chest. Deep breath. Good. Coming out the way you came in. So if you're down low, press up to your elbows. Slide the left arm under. Bend your top knee. Come back to that figure 4 or that 90-degree angle. Good. And press up. Grab both of your blocks. And your blanket if you have it. Bolster if you have it, even better. You're going to stack both of your blocks long ways so that they're in front of you. I'm leaning on my left hip, and you got both of these blocks stacked, one on front of the other at the lowest level. You're going to grab your blanket. You're going to lay it over that, over those blocks. And then your left hip, your left side hip is going to pretty much be at the side. You can have both knees stacked, one on top of the other or one behind the other. Face your blocks, face your blanket, both hands on either side. If you're too close to the blocks, it might be a little more challenging, so you can set that hip away a little bit and then walk yourself down. You can cushion your forehead. So this is a really sweet and restorative twist. So breathe. You can play with where your blocks are. I like it supporting my belly. You can turn your head to one side. If you turn your head to one side, I would turn it facing the direction of your knees, not the other way. Or you can have the head facing straight down. Breathe, everybody. Try to soften here. With all of the things going on around us and in the world, I have felt a bit of a roller coaster, as a lot of you know, with emotions and feeling happy, feeling sad. And when I read the writing by J. Oren, Sofer, Sofer, it made me realize that it's okay, right? It is my heart opening and contracting as needed. And it is a moment or a time of self-care, of maybe limiting some of the stresses and being the observer in your life, being the observer of your heart, and allowing it to play in all kinds of weather. All right, when you're ready, this is another one of those. You could stay for a really long time. So when you're ready, press into your hands, release your twist. You're simply going to turn around to the other side. If you have to move the blocks a little bit, go ahead. Once your right side hip is toward those blocks, turn, look at your blocks, your blanket, and then lower down to your level. And breathe. Just try to go deep in this little twist here. It's a gentle twist. Try to soften all of your weight into that blanket, into the block, into a bolster. Good. Nice deep breath here, finishing this one. Come on out the way you came in, pressing up, releasing the twist, and releasing your pose. Now, optional here, we are headed for Shavasana. And here's the option. The blocks may not be great for this. I'm going to try it. I hadn't thought about trying the blocks with this until just now. So you have one block up high and one block down low. It would be ideal if you had a pillow even lower, and then place your blanket over that so that one block is higher. That's where your head's going. Now this one here, it just might be too much for your back. So if it is, we'll go flat or grab blankets or cushions off your couch and come on in. So once you've got that, don't sit too close to the blocks because then it is a pretty big back bend. But lower the kind of mid-ish ribs, you'll feel the blanket. Oh yeah, actually feels pretty good. I'm going to just tuck my tail of my blanket under to have a little more support for my block or for my back. Your head is higher than your chest, and either the legs can be straight, or if you would like a final Baddha Konasana, feel free to do that. But no strain, everybody. So your back should feel more like it's on a decline and not like it is doing a back bend. And if you don't like this, come on down, everybody. Just come into your Shavasana and let go. Chest open, tailbone long, legs relaxed, jaw soft, belly soft. And as we let go and we move into Shavasana, this chest opener, heart opener is a reminder that we don't want to close off our hearts completely. We want to allow the flow in and out. So with each breath, we let in light, and with each exhale, we let out love. We breathe in light, we exhale love. Soften down even more. Feel your breath move in and out very gently. For those of you who would like to stay right here, please stay. This is a wonderfully restorative pose. And if you feel good, stay for another 5 minutes or more. For those of you who are ready, go ahead and bend your knees. Let your feet come to the floor. Feel yourself grounded. If you're up on blocks, be very mindful as you roll over to one side and curl into fetal pose. From here, press up and come to a seat. There's one other thing I'd noticed I have a book, I always write things down that I see, and this was one of the in fact, it is the very first thing in this particular book. It made me think about class today, and it's super short. It says you don't have to be strong to be strong. You have to be balanced to stay strong. So with that, bring your hands to your heart. Let us all stay in balance and allow the flow. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, everybody. All right. Have a great day.